Hey Jackie, what's going on? Welcome back to some videos. Got my athlete Ben here. He's a football lineman. Little small, but he's mighty. He works out a lot in the gym, so that's what he does. So during our assessment, we realized that we need to be limiting some thumb extension. So we are going to be doing a thumb spica to limit that extension. So a few questions before we get into our tape job. So you're a lineman, correct?
Yeah.
So you do like a lot of blocking?
100%, yeah.
So that's how your thumb got pushed back, right?
Yeah, I destroyed this one.
Okay. Cool. Clearly, he destroyed you because he destroyed your thumb. But that's another
It's
story.
too strong.
Anyways, so do you wear gloves or not?
No.
No. Okay. So the tape is fine right on your hand like that.
Yep.
Okay. So we just want to make sure of his position and what kind of equipment he likes to wear before we get the tape job, just to see if we need to modify it in any way. So have you ever been tape sprayed before?
Yep.
Okay. Are you allergic to any tape sprays?
Not that I know of. No.
Okay, and it's your right hand, correct?
Yep.
Is it okay if I touch you?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so I'm just going to check him out for decap BTLS. He's okay in a long sleeve like that. Just want to make sure the top of the hand, the inside, anywhere around the thumb. We don't have to manage any wounds or anything like that before we get going. So now we're going to go ahead and check PMS before we start our tape job. Cap refill, make sure to do it on the end because the tape does not go past the IP joint of the thumb. So cap refill was good. Can you feel that?
Yep.
Can you wiggle your thumb for me? Okay, cool. So now we're going to go ahead and spray. If you have spray, so all over the hand and the palm, around the thumb, just to make sure that tape sticks. And now we got our zinc. Might need to switch roles halfway through the video, but that's the way it is, Jackie, when working with limited tape. So here we go. So we're going to get him to display his hand, so his fingers, his thumb. Going to start on the. Make sure you can see me well here. There you go, Jackie. Now you can see me. Go ahead and start down here. Go up. Go into crimp here, and hand displayed. And you don't want to impede the wrist joint here, because we don't want to limit any flexion or extension. So like that. And we want to end on the posterior side of the hand for anchor. Okay, so now we got our anchor here. Not impeding any movements yet, maybe a little bit with this anchor. So now we're going to start with our hoods. So now the whole time you're going to pretend like you're holding a can, okay?
Oh, okay, yeah.
So give me a good angle to start taping here. So we're going to start posterior aspect. And all we're going to do is work our way up.
Open a little bit so you can see. There we go.
Oh, I think we got someone coming to the door, Jackie, so don't mind the noise here. I think it's a package.
Yeah, I think it's
Okay, never mind, Jackie. It was just a delivery. Again, ending this on the palmar side. And we're going to be working our way up. And again, like I said before, we're not covering that IP joint. And we can crimp this. And on the inside. So you go ahead and try and just limit there.
Yeah, it definitely
That limits your extension. And his position doesn't require him to catch any balls or anything. He's just mainly blocking.
Yeah.
So we don't have to worry about too much of the dexterity of the thumb. Again, we just want to limit the painful motion, which is his thumb going back into extension. And we're also trying to maybe push his thumb into his palm a little bit. So I'm going to go ahead and put one more strip. So this last one is going to be kind of going around, again not covering the IP joint. And we're just going to wrap it around like this and crimp, and then we're going to dog ear those. Again, pull, and then crimp that. And then pull those back. And then now we're going to go ahead and do our last anchor. And crimp the thumb. And make sure that we're not impeding, we're not pulling his hand into this motion here where it could lead to some cramping or anything like that. And then we can lock up those hoods one more time. And again, not ending on the palm of the hand. ending on the back. It's actually quite a beautiful tape job if I do say so myself, and it does limit your.
Yeah.
So you can go ahead and just flash that tape job to Jackie, just so the Jackie, you can appreciate that as well.
Sweet of mine.
Okay, so I'm gonna recheck this PMS. Refill good. Can you feel that?
Yeah.
Can you feel that on top there too? Can you wiggle your thumb a little bit? Okay, so you can still wiggle this part distal to the IP joint. So now we're gonna go ahead and get it up and then do some support functionals. And I'm gonna move you here, Jackie. Just bring your right over here so you have a good little view. Not yet, Tim. We're gonna make sure he still has his motion. He was jumping ahead a few steps. So you can go ahead and do flexion of the wrist, extension of the wrist, ulnar deviate, radial deviate, and he still has your finger flexion and all that kind of stuff. So if he needed to catch a ball, he probably could. He has bad hands anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But if he needed to, he could, because he still has the tips of his fingers where he could catch the ball. So now I'm going to get you to go into some blocking motions like this, just slow, with your knees bent. Okay, and when you're playing football, is there a stance you're in that you have to be in before, like, I don't really know much about linemen.
Yeah, so personally, I have my own method. I kind of like to be down like this, like I'm starting to race.
So your right hand is down.
Yeah.
Okay, and can you go into that just lightly, just so that's not painful at all, pushing your thumb back? Okay, so again, just testing the specifics of his position, making sure the tape we did is actually protecting him. So now we can get him into his gear, and maybe he can start pushing against, you know, those like sled pad things. I'm not a big football guy, Jackie, but
pretend this is that.
Yeah, so like it's similar to that, where like they practice their blocking, so we could get them slowly with that, and maybe add some weight onto those sleds if that's even possible, and starting slow and then pushing it for longer distances, and again increasing the reps, increasing the speed as we go on, and if there's no pain, of course. And then maybe we can get them into some one-on-one scenarios with his teammates, and then maybe get him into a full scrimmage. Again, having the coach watch, having myself watch to make sure he's good and if he's pain-free. And again, and if he's ready to, it's a big part where if the athletes are mentally ready to go back into play, and they're not always thinking about, oh, am I going to re-injure this? Then that way they wouldn't be performing to their full capabilities. And if we're in that game scenario, he's going to potentially recreate. And we're putting him in a position to recreate the pain, just showing him that it's not, and that he's supported, or extra supported with my tape job. And if everything checks out and he's ready to go, then we can get him back into play. I didn't even tell you what team he plays for, Jackie. He actually plays for the Brampton Bombers of the CFL expansion team. So look out for them. Maybe there's some placement opportunities there for the students. Cheers.